From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, September 24th, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.70 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,221 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $425. Antiwar.com reports the international legal basis for U.S. airstrikes in Iraq centered around Iraq's government, such as it is, requesting aid in the war against the Islamic State. The legal basis for the Syria war is the same. Syria did not request U.S. aid in the war, of course, but Iraq did, and U.S. officials are arguing that's just as good. The official statement to the UN on the war was that Iraq needed it. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, argued that the UN Charter gives the right to use force for self-defense without the permission of the nation being struck or the UN Security Council. The argument then is self-defense, but without the self part, and that the U.S. war is self-defense for Iraq, but being carried out by the U.S. and several nations Iraq doesn't particularly like to begin with. How this would hold up in the International Court of Public Opinion remains to be seen, though the practical matter is that with its veto on the Security Council, the U.S. can basically launch wars with impunity. The bigger legal question, rather, is the domestic one, as the war seems to be designed to violate the U.S. War Powers Act. Again, though, the U.S. House of Representatives has put the law on hold to avoid uncomfortable pre-election votes on war. Hi, I'm Daryl W. Perry, and I need your help to take Peace, Love, Liberty Radio on the road. During the 104-day trip, I'll be visiting at least 10 cities across the country, speaking to people about the ideas of peace, love, and liberty, while simultaneously continuing to create daily liberty media. To find out more about the tour or to donate, visit tour.fppradio.com. That's tour.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a recently fired UPS employee on Tuesday shot dead two supervisors at the company facility where he worked in Birmingham, Alabama, before turning the gun on himself. The gunman, who was wearing a brown UPS uniform, had been terminated earlier this month and had learned the day before that he lost his appeal to get his job back. The shooting occurred shortly before 9:30 a.m. at a large brick UPS center atop a hill in the Inglenook section of Birmingham, near the Birmingham International Airport. Police arrived to find the bodies of three deceased men. The gunman had arrived at the facility in a Honda SUV and died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Birmingham Police Chief A.C. Roper told reporters, "When these people came to work today, they had no idea this would be their last day here on Earth," adding that police fired no shots. Police were holding off on releasing the names of the deceased, whose family members had not all been notified, according to police spokesman Lieutenant Sean Edwards. At least a dozen others were present in the building at the time of the shooting, but no one else was wounded. A group of grief counselors could be seen entering the facility late Tuesday afternoon. UPS confirmed the incident and said that it was cooperating with police. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The Associated Press reports convicted national security leaker Private Manning is suing the Defense Department for hormone therapy. Lawyers for the Army Private and the American Civil Liberties Union filed the lawsuit Tuesday in Washington. It seeks an order from the Defense Department to provide Manning with hormone therapy and other treatment for gender identity conditions at the U.S. Disciplinary Barracks at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Army Lieutenant Colonel Eileen Conway said she could not comment on pending litigation per military policy. Manning also seeks to be allowed to follow female grooming standards, including dress and hair length. The 26-year-old former intelligence analyst is serving a 35-year sentence for sending classified documents to the WikiLeaks website. Private Manning's name was legally changed from Bradley to Chelsea in April after disclosing that she had been diagnosed with gender dysphoria at her court-martial last year. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.